It's time for Measure Twice.
Welcome to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors and Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger next to C. Kramer Interiors. And Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. And speaking of, we saw a customer yesterday. We saw somebody yesterday that had Hoosier doing their floor, like the middle had some. It was pretty crazy, the pictures that we saw, and it's remarkable how
they just weaved wood right in there. Like
it's
it was
really
never...
nuts how it does that, how they do that.
Yeah.
Chris, there was like an island that they ripped out, and it left obviously this giant blemish on the center of the room, and they intricately like cut just the right amount of wood out, put it back in.
I think I know who that is.
And it was pretty. Remarkable how it just.
They didn't cut it out. It was already gone because.
Well, it was already gone because there was, the
wood was put in around the island.
But they
had to weave it in,
wood,
so they had to cut some.
Yeah.
So the wood wasn't under the floor.
No, but some of the wood. My point.
Yeah. That's kind of hard to do, isn't it? The wood's under the floor.
That's innovative, really.
Yeah.
Yes, two-ply. But what I meant was there was scarred wood around it that they fixed.
Yeah, they're amazing.
And it was pretty. I don't want to gush, but man, when you get
it's okay
people that when you get organization and look, Hoosier is our sponsor, so we love them. But there are woodworkers out there. It's just you got to find the ones that really.
And to them, it's no big deal. They do it all the time.
It is not.
To us, it's like, whoa, look at
a
that.
Miracle.
Yeah. How'd you do that?
They're like, we just know how to do it. And it is really the humble pie that is like, yeah, it's a talent, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, not everybody is rolling up to that business, getting hired and jumping out and doing it day one. Like, there's a process.
There's a skill level there.
Yeah. So, that's the thing. And they should take credit for it. So it was really cool to see. But we know it's not like every day you see pictures of it, but it's like, wow, there's one. Mm-hmm. Holy moly. The color match just blows my mind.
Yep. It amazes everybody.
Yeah.
Clients are like, I never thought you could do that.
Yeah, because I think when you have like a damaged floor like that and you see it every day, it just feels like it's impossible. That's just going to be that way. And it's really doesn't necessarily mean it will. But at any rate, thanks, Hoosier. Nice work. We're in a certain time now that when we started recording this show, right, this topic wasn't even a figment of our imagination. Like, it wasn't even something that was even on the radar. Now, obviously, somebody was thinking of it because, it happened, but artificial intelligence, AI.
Yeah, it was just in like sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, it was like a, space oddity.
2001.
Yeah, right. Like how?
Well, I'm thinking of the Terminator.
Well, Terminator's next level, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's where we're going. Do we don't want to make AI mad? Okay, I know it's listening to us, but it really is listening to you. And anybody that's mentioned something obscure and then suddenly have received ads or there's an article about it that just pops up, you understand that artificial intelligence is in. And if you don't want it, you need to buy a car that was built in the 1980s, and you need to have a phone that has
a flip phone.
You can't have a phone, period. Because a wired one is still VPN somewhere, So
it's the new reality.
It is. It should be AR, artificial reality, is really what it should be.
Well, there's that though too.
There is that, and that actually predate. That's the first use of the AI. But you're using it whether you know it or not.
Oh, yeah, daily.
Yeah, it's happening. It's on your phone.
Yeah, especially whenever you just say you hit the article that's related to something on, and that's all AI.
You're right, and you've started, and then you've started There it is, AI right there.
Yep.
See,
Yep.
he said AI, and the AI is like, "Shut up, Chris."
Yes, right. You're recording.
We got that shower cam started.
No, but it's my daughter, IU.
Oh yeah, right.
Games
Pumping up
today.
IU.
Yeah, pump up IU.
It's tonight's the night.
Yes.
I can't believe you're not somewhere watching it.
My daughter says, "Can we go to Georgia?" I said, "No."
That's what I mean. I thought
No.
you'd be at least at the Rose Bowl.
Can we go to? No.
What kind of IU fan are you?
Championship.
No.
He'll be there. He'll be there.
We can get down
That's
a rabbit
Miami.
hole, but you know what? IU could be poised to be a dynasty because they have the largest alumni association in the country.
I believe it.
You know, it's funny. I know that's a rabbit hole, but it's funny to hear all the talking heads talking about, well, they don't have the money.
Yes,
They
they
don't.
do.
They have the money.
They have the money.
boy, do they ever!
Let's be let's
What
be
did somebody?
realistic here.
I was reading an article that says the best team money can buy.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're going to continue to buy it because did you look at the porthole?
Oh, yeah.
We're not a sports talk, but we are right now. But you look at the portal, they're using money.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You and we have no idea what's in the works now. They don't have to win the national title. I mean, they want.
I hope they do.
and everybody hopes they do. That's not what I'm saying, but they have arrived, and once you lock in a coach for 7 years, you know, and it's a coach that is confident and understands the system, you know, it's going to be a tight ride for a little while. I think.
Yep. And it ain't AI.
And that's not AI.
No.
It's
I'm sure
not.
they're using some AI.
Oh,
I
I'm sure.
guarantee there's AI. They are.
I use it. I use it for design projects.
Of course you do.
It's fascinating. If I get stuck on something and I like what would be a good look here, I can just take a picture and go to Chat GPT, tell them what I'm thinking, and in 2 minutes I have a.
Do you use the page yet? Chat GPT?
I do. I just signed up for it.
Yeah. I think that now,
Well, it curates things better.
yeah, it will. It also has
Eliminates some of the trash.
a different permission to search. So, like, you know, if you're using the free version, it's literally doing a search and reading the headlines.
The search is limited. I mean, if it's free.
If it's free, but once you pay, now it might open a site.
Well, and you
That's-
only get so much usage a day when it's free. So if you pay for it, it's kind of unlimited.
And ChatGTP isn't the only one that's out there.
No. Oh, gosh, no.
It's just the most famous one
Right.
because it's in the name.
But like even my staff will use it for, I want to send a thank you to a client and they get kind of stuck on what to say. They put it in AI and AI comes out with this really fantastic.
And
Thank you.
we're going to talk about this in later segments of the show, but really the talent with using AI is knowing what to ask
Yeah.
and to understand. And I'll just say it right out of the gate. If you're trying to prove a hypothesis, ChatGTP will prove it for you, no matter what your hypothesis is, no matter what your question is. So you have to be careful if you're too leading with using AI. It will give you the answer you want to hear.
Right.
And if you keep that in mind, you can use the tool better and more in a more neutral fashion. If you don't want to be neutral about it, then go ahead, ask it, how do I, XYZ, and it'll tell you how. So you really, the next talent level is actually knowing how to ask, really. The prompt is, the people I work with, we talk about what prompt to use. We don't really talk about what we want to find out because we want to find somehow the truth. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you ask the witness a leading question, you're going to get the leading answer. You have to, you really do have to pay attention to that because you'll just get fed what you want to hear. It's really good at that. You know what a chat AI is not good at, believe it or not, is math. It's really not good at math. It's really good at language, but it's not good at, so
Mathematical equations.
you really have to be careful if you're asking it measurement questions because that's where it falls down. And it's mad at me right now, so I'm probably going to get,
Oh.
it's listening.
Expletives out of out of numbers.
ChatGPT and you're like, sorry, Rob, your brakes don't work.
It's talking to your car.
That's why I drive a 68 Roadrunner.
It's in communication with your new technology in the car.
Artificial intelligence. I want zero intelligence. I want no intelligence. Oh no, we want artificial idiocy.
So, I guess my question is, why do we need it?
Well, you don't need anything, man.
Well, an assistant. I mean, it's great as an assistant.
Because we've been around for tens of thousands of years without artificial intelligence, and all of a sudden it's necessary?
It's necessary.
I think about that all the time. Why do we need it?
Well, let's ponder that over the break and come back and figure out why we need it. When we come back, this is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice, AI version.
This isn't really us.
This is.
Yes, I was just going to say, you're not really talking to us.
We're not really here. We're Measure Twice, and you're listening to us on Machinist News Talk 95.3 MNC. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and we're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Actual people, Leatherman Supply. Everything, windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with a showroom right next to C. Kramer Interiors in Granger. And Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. You guessed it. We're talking about artificial intelligence. Not real intelligence, artificial intelligence. But it's useful. Chris, you posed the question before we went to break.
Yes. Why do we need it?
Why do we need it? So let's play devil's advocate. Why do we need it?
That's very philosophical.
Let's be proponents for a second, though, because you can't fully understand something if you don't take a second and try to agree with it in some way, right?
I'm not knocking it. I'm just asking the question. Why do we need it?
What is the need?
Well, is it truly a need?
Well,
I don't know. I don't
That's
know that
another
I would
question.
Say it is helpful. But does being helpful make it a need?
So, I mean, I guess
when you lose the ability to do something and it replaces your ability to do something,
that's
it becomes
the
a need.
scary part.
yeah. But that's uncharted at this point.
It is. And well, we have examples,
see.
right?
Yeah.
We have the mobile phone that is a need now.
Oh, yeah, you can't live without one.
I mean, you can.
Well, you can. Well, that's true. You can, but you're cut off from everything.
Right. You're not productive any longer without it.
True.
That's what happens. You can still live.
Oh, you can live without computers. You can live
Exactly.
without,
But your productivity goes down.
way down. I mean, think about it. I mean, 10 years ago, could we use the phone for our emails and what would we be working off our phones and be accessible 24/7?
If we're asking, do we need it? I mean, people, you always hear that people are just so busy. You're so busy. Well, it's because of that. Because you can't unplug and get away from it.
Right. Once you've allowed the pipeline to get big enough to do more, that's really
Now
what's
the
happening.
expectation is for more.
That's because we don't set boundaries.
Right. If your pipeline, if everybody were to just take a breath, I know this is not possible, but if everybody were to take a breath and just shrink their pipeline, shrink their bandwidth, say, I'm not going to do the 75 things I have planned. I'm going to do 3 of them at an excellent level. If everybody just did that, we'd need more people and we'd have better stuff.
So is AI taking over people?
In
Positions?
certain
things,
places,
certain things. But like my fireman friend said, AI's not running into that fire and putting it out.
Nope.
It may help me put it out and make me more efficient at it and better at it, but it's not going in.
No.
It's not
doing
swinging
it.
a hammer.
No.
Right.
It's not.
Running
It's
a
not
drill.
policing a city.
It's not planing a cabinet.
Nope.
It's not figuring out that I have to dig a hole 6 inches deeper because of this thing for a foundation. It's not, it's not making a decision on the spot. And if it is, it is waxy and artificial.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, and I couldn't even see it really. I couldn't see it replacing like a designer because there's something about design that is very personal and human, and it is not either of those. It's just information.
It's information, but it's, how do I want to say this? I've had a couple of people say, "Oh, this is going to take your position.
No.
Take it away." To a point, I could see where they're coming from because I've used it for. My daughter's school wanted some help, so I was there, took some pictures, and kind of. I had an idea in my head what I wanted to do or what I thought they should do, but I thought I'm going to try ChatGPT just to see. And I'll tell you what, it blew me away because it not only took my kind of what I was thinking, but it actually showed me a better way to do it. Mm-hmm. And it also then lists, oh, here's the paint colors we think you should use, and it's this color, that color. So for and someone who wants to redo a room and doesn't know where to start, it's a good starting point. Mm-hmm. Can I see it taking? It's not the same as one-on-one with a designer.
No.
However, I think that it can kind of get to that point.
So here's the thing: if it takes the information that is out there in the ether. If designers go away, you don't have new information to take from. It becomes a feedback loop.
That's true.
It's not going to be able to.
Yeah.
It's only as good as the information that's put in.
So it still needs it does still need production and something moving forward in order for it to move.
And the user also has to understand, I guess I want to say, the principles of design.
Exactly.
That
goes back to what Rob was saying about like how you ask the question.
Mm-hmm. Right. Because you could do that all day long and come back with these images that are, they look great, but the reality of it may not fit because he didn't ask the right.
Yeah, I for me
questions.
personally to use it, I try to confound it a little bit. I try to get it to do something to go a little haywire, right? And so I'll say something like, I am, but I'll say,
how can I manipulate AI?
I do. Yeah. I'll say, how would Mark Twain design this thing?
Who's Mark Twain? No,
but so I'm like, now I'm trying to give it a reference that is emotional. Because it doesn't have emotion. No. So I've got to supply like, how would a Roman emperor view this problem? Because it can look at the history of those individuals,
right,
and the
information and start putting it together. What it can't do is come up with that it should use a Roman emperor. I'm using absurd examples here.
Right.
It can't come up with that. It won't go there. It won't say, try looking at this like a Roman emperor would. It won't do that, right? Because it's not capable. So it's at that space. But yet, no, it will never be capable of it.
No.
Original thought won't come from
a machine. But then you might have a neurologist say, well, you're just a machine. You're just not made of synthetics.
Yeah, there's too much that you can't explain in a human being.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
You can try to break it down. Yes, we're a basic machine. Well, a complex machine.
Yeah, we use energy.
A bunch of complex machines.
Right.
But the soul and the mind.
Tough.
Right? So then how can
consciousness?
How can AI benefit Grabers?
Well, I mean, I do use it. I've started to use it, and it's kind of like what you were saying. There are times where I'll get stuck, especially when I'm working through an estimate, and I don't necessarily use it as it's a tool for me, where I can ask a question, and then it will give me information based off of my question, and then I'll ask another question based off of that, and it will help me kind of work through some of the thought process.
Yeah, if you're in any kind of sales right now, you should assume that your customer is taking your bid and putting it into an AI service to find out if they're getting ripped off.
How would it know?
Who cares?
I do.
Meaning my point. I was
They don't
sarcastic, but the customer doesn't care.
But how do they know they're comparing apples to apples?
They don't.
They
it's
don't
not.
know, and they don't care. Is my point. Like the customer.
But then
doesn't.
but from our end, that's not a fair assessment.
So what my point is that if you're in sales and you make that assumption, which you should, because
It's
right
out
now
there.
15% are, and that 15 is going to turn into 30 next year,
Oh,
and then
and then it's
100%
yeah.
in 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I know that, I'm putting my bid together, and I'm also putting it in to AI. Am I getting? I just got this from a contractor that I'm doing this, or I'm getting this from a designer that are doing this, or I'm getting from a salesperson that's doing this. Am I getting ripped off? Here it is. Boom. Look at what those answers are and be ready to answer those questions. Because if you start hearing the questions that you see in front of you, you know that they're doing that. And I wouldn't call them out on it as a salesperson or whatever. I wouldn't say, "Oh, did you check out my work?" You know.
No, you have to be prepared.
Be prepared. Use it both ways, I guess, is what I'm saying. On
Because
one side,
AI doesn't understand all that goes into
right? So you got to be prepared.
a project. So or an estimate. Or a proposal. It doesn't understand the ins and outs of
And it
what
can't
we do.
distinguish. It can't really distinguish between the level of quality and craftsmanship
Correct.
either from one company to another, because you're not just paying for. Yes, you're paying for this service, but you're also paying for the experience and the knowledge and the care.
Got it.
Right, which AI cannot duplicate.
Right. So when we
it
come
has
back,
no concept of that.
We'll turn the tables a little bit and help the customer position themselves better. When we come back, this is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling and Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, not electronically enhanced. You're listening
for
to
yourself.
You're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk, 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply. Everything, windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom where you can actually see, feel, touch stuff. Open in Granger next to C. Kramer Interiors and Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. We're talking about artificial intelligence, AI, if you will. And I think Leatherman and Hoosier are a great example of how you don't really need AI, because if you're on the scene, feeling, touching, looking, picking stuff out, that's very real. And I think the worry with AI, at least in our industry, is that some people will be able to supplant that. Like, they'll think in their mind that I don't really need to see it. And it's up to the humans in the room to say, you need to see it. You need that part. You can't wait till it gets here to determine some things. You need to be on the scene, right? Like, does anything really replace feeling fabric, Chris?
No.
You really,
No, because when I do an AI image, it still looks a little cartoonish.
And you can't feel it.
Well, regardless of how good it ends up looking, it like touching and seeing, like physically seeing things, that it also provides an emotional feel. So then you realize, whether or not you really like this or not.
The emotional response to, and that we all have an emotional response to what we see in our lives. I mean, you have an emotional response to what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, you see,
every time I see Chris, I feel warm and fuzzy.
Right. There's a certain,
I feel safe.
yeah, it's actual intelligence. That's what the AI, the A
Yes.
and
actual intelligence. I like that too.
yeah,
Actual intelligence.
yeah,
We're
we're
running low on that.
we're definitely Santa's.
Just spend a little time on the bypass.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my
Only
gosh,
every
it's
day.
the worst.
I know.
Only every day. My gosh, buddy.
I
left
think
lane.
sometimes I'm one of those people, but
Or be at a two-way or a
four-way
two-way
stop?
No, a two-way stop.
Even just a two-way stop, because the four-way stops drive me nuts.
It's all.
a roundabout where everybody just stops.
Yeah, get with the program.
You love that, don't you?
Yo, there's nobody coming.
It's like stop, look both ways. Okay, it's a circle.
Yeah.
You can't look both ways. There's one way.
Yeah, that's one way.
Or around. Like move your head in a circle. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
What are you
go.
waiting for?
Yeah, the Notre Dame circles I'm beginning to believe it's not a hotbed of intelligence over there.
You're questioning the level.
You got to hold your SAT score out and just throw it out the window there, because I'm seeing some really nice cars can't figure that out. And you're teaching our youth. So I'm a little worried. Okay.
Yep.
Let's get with the program over there. It's a circle. Okay. So, but AI,
It's geometry.
Yeah.
So we were talking though, like using AI
As a guide.
And I think customers should use AI as a guide too. I don't think we should tell the public not to use it. Use it.
That's not going to work.
It won't work.
No.
Use it. Figure out how to ask it the right questions. These are things that when you get down as a customer, it can really help you out. Right? Because I feel like as a customer, if you get a bid, you probably could throw it into AI and see if you miss something. Because you might have missed something on your end.
And it's easy to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I'd rather it be like, oh wait, this part of the process isn't in. Is this not being done? Or
right. We talk about planning so much. What a great planning tool.
Mm-hmm.
AI. You can literally ask it to.
Well, I can take even just a hand drawing of a floor plan, and it can help me with a takeoff.
Absolutely.
So how many studs do I need?
Right. Right.
Top plates, bottom plates. It can give me a material list, so that reduces the time that's needed, because I can take it to my where I get my building supply, but there's 30 other contractors that are getting takeoffs. So it's going to be a period of time before I can get that takeoff. I can just have AI give me a takeoff, and then I can, I'll make sure.
I was just going to say, do you trust it?
No, I'll make sure that it's doing it. I'll verify it.
But you have to do that legwork up front.
Right.
Right.
It's a time saver.
Right.
Right.
And then I can take it there and then say, this is what I need. And they love me. And then,
but you can't just take it and not verify it.
Right. Yeah.
And expect it to, I guess that's what I'm saying for as a consumer. If you put your room in and it comes up with the design, you need to verify that, I got the right measurement in there. Oh, that's the right size piece I need, or because it could be off based on what you put the input.
Yeah.
Right. If you ask it superlatives, what's the best? What's the highest? What's the most expensive? If you ask in all these extremes, right, AI is not going to serve you, because it's going to give you the most expensive.
Right.
Or it's going to give you the most extreme answer, but it won't give you what you need. Example would be if you're a foodie. I'm just going to give a real easy one to talk about. If you're a foodie, what's the best chef's knife? Okay, well, there's 1,000 variables, and AI will give you some variables, right?
Yep.
But it might steer you towards a chef's knife that is made of such a hard steel that when it goes dull, you won't have a sharpener in the house that'll be able to sharpen it. You probably want one that goes dull more often, but you're able to sharpen. That would be an example of something that AI will leave out based on the question you ask.
Right.
Now, if you're going to do a builder, right, there's so many facets to that if you asked AI a general question about your project, it probably won't work. You should probably be asking AI little pieces of your project instead of the whole thing.
Yeah, because my experiences with it is it asks me specific questions.
Back, right. Dig deeper.
Yeah. What look are you in? What color? What is this? What that?
Yeah.
And then you kind of have to input that. But I mean, I used it for myself personally because I have a room at home I wanted to redo, but I was stuck. I was thinking I was going to wallpaper and do all this other stuff. I put it in Chat GPT.
That sounds about right.
He's going to wallpaper, though. We know he's wallpaper.
No, just in his own house, he can't make a decision.
No, I can't.
That part, yeah.
I can't. But it came back with something completely opposite of what I was thinking, and I liked it.
Right. It surprised you.
It surprised me, and I was like, oh.
Because it's not you.
Right.
Because it's not you.
Right. because I had this whole different.
Because for you can overthink your own thing.
Oh God, easily. Every day.
By the way, it's like having a blunt ant. Remember our house is beautiful, but it's got ants, and it's like that. It's like expired.
Yeah.
AI is that blunt ant. She doesn't care about your feelings.
That's right.
She comes back and is like, if you ask AI if you're fat and you type in your stuff, AI's coming back like, you're fat. Like, yes, you're fat. Okay. Next question. Yeah. It really is that sterile, I don't care about your feelings answer, which is why you shouldn't maybe be asking it a lot of mental health questions.
No.
Oh,
right?
no.
Right? You should probably avoid that type thing because you might not be able to, might not be great to hear, but it is great to ask.
Point you to the bridge.
questions.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
for sure.
But it's great to ask plumbing questions and these, like, does water run uphill type questions, it is probably great because you don't want to use you don't want an emotional answer. I want a shower in that corner of my house. How do I put it there? It'll answer you.
Right.
Whether it should be there or not.
I'm not looking for an emotional response.
No.
I'm looking for an answer to a question.
Right.
That is pertinent to
Exactly.
something that has no emotion.
So that
per se.
where AI resides in the process of a construction project or a remodel or a design project, it's like the companion that just tells you it's just using the facts that it gets from the internet.
Which can also be subjective.
The key is
It's all subjective.
right.
Exactly.
The internet isn't always right.
Right.
So does AI make a mistake?
Oh,
It does.
it does.
It does. It's not. It's because it's just using. It's not It's verifying based on the amount of people that say this.
It's just pulling information together.
And that's why it will give you, if you know how to use it,
Right.
it will give you like where it will cite
Exactly.
sources, and then you can check the sources.
So
Because-
yes,
And just like it'll give you like paint colors, but you still need to go and look at those paint colors.
to Joel's point though, look on the right side of the screen because over there are the sources.
Yeah.
And now you can go click on them. It's like Wikipedia. Don't ever use Wikipedia to write a paper. It'll be the worst paper in the world. But you can go to the bottom of the Wikipedia page, look at the sources and find the credible ones and go explore those. And now it's opened up a whole world. Chat or AI is the good ones offer those sources to you.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't, so you can go and do your own exploration. When we come back, let's give some pointers of how to prompt AI when you're doing a project. When we come back, this is Measure Twice. Welcome back to Measure Twice. I'm Rob Perugini, along with Chris Kramer from C. Kramer Interiors and Joel Graber from Graber Custom Remodeling. This is the show that helps you envision your home's potential, and you're listening to us on Michiana's News Talk 95.3 MNC. We're brought to you in part by Leatherman Supply, everything windows, doors, cabinets, and countertops, with the showroom now open in Granger, next to C. Kramer Interiors and Hoosier Hardwood Floors, Michiana's trusted and valued experts on hardwood floors. You can visit them at HoosierHardwoodFloors.com. We're talking about AI, artificial intelligence. It's super useful, could be super scary. But for design and remodeling, it's a tool just like anything else. It's not going to necessarily replace the way you feel about the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's yours. That's actual intelligence that you're using there. You know something needs to change. You kind of got to know what you want your outcome to be, or get an idea of what your outcome will be. If those two things exist, right, then you're probably in a good spot, right, Chris? Like if you know something's wrong and you know what you want it to be.
I guess I just look at it as a tool.
Right.
That in conjunction, artificial with actual.
Yeah.
Because you can't have one without the other.
Right. If you try to just use AI,
it's not going to work.
Right. And have you gotten to the point where you've seen or somebody's using AI to help themselves, or not yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I haven't seen that yet.
And if it's happening, it doesn't identified itself.
I've seen someone use AI just to get a conversation point. This is kind of a concept, and it may not be the exact concept that they want, but it kind of gives them a visual to a launching point. So
I think it's cool that you're using AI personally,
it's fun. I mean, really, it's
like for your house, like for your, for your environment.
Well, and the thing is, I used it for a room, and now I'm actually kind of doing what it suggested.
You're one of them.
Well, I'm tweaking the colors a little bit, but when I saw the visual, it's like, oh, I don't have to wallpaper this room, and this looks really nice. So,
wow, that must have been powerful AI to overcome your wallpaper.
Well, no, I don't really. I was just thinking it would need it, but then I saw what it had come up with just using paint. I'm like, because it's a small room, I don't necessarily want to wallpaper it, but it gave me another option that was like something I wasn't thinking of.
Right. So
it sparked, and I had to go back and make a couple changes because it had like a sisal rug down, and I don't have that, and window treatments, so I just kind of went back and said, put the rug in and what I was thinking of for the windows, and came back and boom. It's like, oh yeah, that's what I want.
Well, and I think that's probably the proper use at this point, right? Like you can't argue with AI, right?
No.
You just accept what it gives you.
It's a tool.
Use it or not.
It's another tool, and it helps. What the benefit for a customer or a consumer is they can see something visual immediately, because that's probably the hardest thing to overcome as a designer is we can see it in our minds, but the client can't. So if you can, any tool you can provide them that shows them a finished product is a benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Without having to wait a minute, let's scale this up. We'll get back to you.
Here,
like you're kind of in the moment.
Yeah.
And you can stay in that moment.
Here, this is this is kind of what I was thinking based on what you were telling me, and you can show them an image, and it's like, oh, yeah, but I don't like that tile. I don't like a herringbone. I just want a straight on tile. So it's a tool to help them visualize, and it actually kind of makes our job a little easier because we're not jumping through 15 samples for them to pick out one that they want. Here it is on screen. They can see it. They can like it. That's exactly what I'm thinking. No, I don't like that. And you can tweak it.
Right.
Quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, again, not putting tons of time between when you're doing that and seeing it. Because sometimes you lose it. You know, you lose the feel in the moment. And so as a customer, that helps with their, I'm trying to say like scheduling. Is that the wrong word? Like how like the use of your time is better.
Right.
It's like
there's two.
Yeah. Everybody's time.
Yeah.
And in the build world, you might be the same thing. If a customer can't see something, you could probably show them in the moment. You probably haven't run into that too much yet.
Not really. I mean, that's because it's not. I mean, we don't necessarily do a lot of design. You know.
Yeah,
that would be us saying Joel's doing the bathroom, but here's the bathroom.
Yeah,
that would be on our end as the designer.
Now, if you think something's going haywire in your house that's being built, I guess you could do that. Like if there was something really super obvious, you know.
Oh, I don't know if I'd want that.
I wouldn't either. But
no.
You know,
oof.
Because
I can just.
But it's going to happen, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's going to happen. There's going to be.
Now, he said you're doing this wrong.
Yeah, the freelance architect is going to start showing up at the site, and I don't know if that's super, you know, healthy for anybody.
That's why it's important to be educated on it, because you'll learn the limitations, and then also what to expect from it.
Right.
Because you only have to expect more from it once, and then realize that wait a minute,
it's got a limitation.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's.
But yeah, I look at it too as, okay, like I said, I keep saying it's a tool. but it might come up with a room plan for you, but it doesn't have the actual stamp. It doesn't have the actual rug. It doesn't have the actual fabric. So it's just kind of giving you a concept, but you have to kind of work with that to say, okay, no, wait a minute. Your rug is this and it's this color, so I think we need to change the wall color a little bit. And
for the customer, though, you what I think would be helpful, even on the build side and the design side, like let's say you're in between 3 different kinds of windows, and you got R value, and you've got like you could ask AI, hey, can you help me? I'm trying to decide between these 3 windows, and I get sun here and I get wind. And you can get a pros and cons list, like the old Ben Franklin T list of pros and cons. Super helpful because now you won't, when you make your window decision, I'm using that as an example, you at least as a customer can feel like, you know what, I've kind of looked at it from as many angles as I'm capable.
Yep.
And I've made the decision and I can go, and you might get a little less remorse, back end remorse on some of the decisions.
But
I think that's an excellent use of it.
But to that point, then you're looking at these 3 windows, AI says this, then I think it's the responsibility of the consumer to go back to that one and just to verify that information is correct.
Right.
I think that's a great point, right? You verify it because it's just still the internet.
Right.
It's not, you're not going to, the sage on the mountaintop. You're going to the internet. Lies are incorporated and AI may not catch them.
Yeah. Take it back to whomever you're thinking of purchasing through and just verify that that's the correct information.
I created a pros and cons list. Here's what I'm thinking about. Can you help me work through that? And your professional will be able to do that.
Right. I mean, they shouldn't hesitate to give you the correct information.
Right. And that's, in a nutshell, the pros and cons, the Ben Franklin approach using AI is a great place to start. Give me the pros and cons of X, Y, Z. Like I'm trying to use something that's pretty easy to, if you're looking for like a pocket knife, if you're looking for, you can apply that to your home renovation project. What are the pros and cons of?
Well, I think that can be very helpful with, hey, I'm thinking about replacing my roof. What's a good roofing material? Should I do this versus this? I think those type of questions are valid for AI.
It'll give you the prompts back and the questions maybe to ask. But AI is here to stay, so don't be scared of it. Use it, but don't flat out just blindly trust it, I think is the thing. Verify. And that's our show. Thanks for listening. This has been Measure Twice.
Podcasts by Federated Media.